Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this new moon light language event. So here we are. We're just over halfway through May, aren't we? And heading towards, we don't know, heading towards beautiful things, heading towards new spaces, new energy, new connections, light. We are heading towards something beautiful. And people say, oh, I can't imagine something beautiful. No, we can't, because we haven't really experienced it, or we did a long, long time ago and we've forgotten. And so, yeah, it's all new beginnings. And so we've got a lot to get through. I've had a lot of messages already from some beautiful star beings who want to be here, who want to help us and also welcome us. You know, we have in the past, goodness, how long has it been? I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, it just seems like forever. We have shed, you know, like a snake. We have, they tell me like a scorpion, do they shed their skin? We have just shed so many layers. We have peeled away the cloaks of pain and darkness, shame, dishonor, all these things that we have carried for so long, so deeply inside of us. We've shed them. I mean, yeah, sure, we have remnants, we have, you know, a lot of old patterns still going on, but we have brought up from the basement, from the cellar, from the damp, dark basement, we have brought this energy up in order to clear, to bring it into the sunlight, to look at it, and to say, now I don't want it anymore. You know, always taught that the things we had been through were shameful and that they needed to be hidden, that they couldn't see the light of day. This idea that we have done such terrible, shameful, dreadful things in our life, and that had to stay hidden forever. But all that did, it was just, you know, keep us down. Because whilst someone told us that who we were and what we have done was appalling and should never see the light of day, we never allowed ourselves to see the light of day. We never allowed our true beauty to come out. Hello, I'm so glad you made it. Hello. You know, we never have allowed the true self to come out. It's like if we're living in a situation where we're scared of someone, where, you know, we're in a boarding school and we're scared of the headmaster. Anything like that, we don't allow ourselves to be truly who we are, to actually shine, to stand up and speak our truth. We just don't do it. And I think most of us have been in situations like that, where we have been scared to declare who we are. So this was how we were kept powerless, how we were kept small, was by telling us that who we are is not enough, is wrong, is corrupt. Meantime, those who were truly corrupt stood up and said, I am the example of an amazing life. I am the example that all of you will never get to. Aren't I incredible? You know, everything was backwards. But we believed it, we lived it, because this was the only experience and the only model that we had. Like an election, if you only have one party to vote for, you don't have a choice. You don't have another example of what good politics is. And in this way, we were given an example of the world, a picture of the world, a picture of the way it was and the way we were supposed to be, our place within it. And this was the only example that we had. And so, no matter how uncomfortable you got, we assumed that it was right. We assumed that our suffering, our pain, our lack of abundance, our loneliness, whatever it was, we assumed that that was right, that through some punishment We deserved that. We deserved that small piece of life. And now we're shedding it. We've shed a hell of a lot, and we have this sense, this feeling inside of us that there is more, and that we deserve more, and that we are destined for more, and that there is a purpose, a real purpose to our lives, not just sent here to experience yet more pain, yet more drama, trauma, loneliness, none of this. That there is a purpose to our soul, and that there is a reason for our light to exist here in this world. And here we are at new beginnings. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read the cards first, because it feels right. This is the thing. It's all about feels. It's all about what feels right. And when we relax and we center our feelings around ourselves, then things happen. Magic happens. Then we get the messages that we need to have, the coincidences. You know, I went through a kind of stressful time with an ill family member in the last couple of years, and I kind of lost this trust a little bit. And recently I've been coming back to it and saying, right, I'm ready now. Again, I've cleared some stuff and so on. And sorry, I've got to read this. I have 4 dogs watching too. Oh, bless you. Bless them. I hope they're behaving themselves. But anyway, so recently I've been going, right, I want to come back to this sense of just flowing with life. It's really important. And every day I wake up and there's another coincidence, there's another sign, there's another piece of information that's just come in. Why? Because I am relaxing into it. And I'm saying, okay, I don't have all this stuff now to get rid of. So instead, I can just relax and know that the universe has me and see where we're going. And we can all do this because we're ready for this. We're ready to get into the stream. Rapt attention. Bless them. I don't think I ever do that to my dog. I don't keep his attention. So anyway, where was I? Cards. This pack of cards has been calling me for a couple of days. And I knew nothing about it when I bought it. I just saw the picture and went, those I have to have. You know, when you really just got to have it. And it's funny because when you really, really have to have something, the universe will provide the opportunity, the money, the abundance, the connections, whatever it is, because it really is in your heart. You feel it. So anyway, the pack is the Rose Oracle. And as soon as I picked this up, they said to me, the ever unfolding rose. It's not the card that's come out, but the ever unfolding rose, it is us. You know, you look at a beautiful little bud, and then it starts blossoming, it starts opening up, and more petals open up. And you look and you think, oh, it must be done, but it opens up even more. And there are so many beautiful layers to a rose, so many layers of petals. We wonder and we think, well, when will it be done? It won't be done. It's like us. There are so many more layers to us, so much more richness, so many more colours and energy that wants to come out. So let's not put a little box on us and say, well, this is me, this is Christina. Let's just say, I'm unlimited. Because that's what we are. We don't know how big we can get. We don't know fully our place in the universe. We just know that we really, really have one. So the 3 cards that came up, the first one is called Come to Me. Attracting like a rose, receive abundance, desires. Look at that. Now I thought that was so interesting that comes up now, because all the media, all the governments are talking about, I mean, there's one phrase that keeps coming out, and that's cost of living crisis. We are in a cost of living crisis. It's like a mantra that's just being repeated to us again and again and again. And when we think about what that message tells us, it tells us that you don't have enough to share. You don't have enough for yourself. You can't afford something. That next week something even worse is going to happen, and you're going to have to not buy whatever it is you wanted to buy because you might need it. This constant sense that you will never rise up out of your debt. You're trapped in it now for good. What a terrible, terrible thing to say to people. And so when this card came up, that was what came through. And I went, attracting like a rose. Look at a rose. Look at when it's open. We have 2 rose bushes in the garden. And every single person who sees it always comments, what a magnificent rose. Oh my God, it's incredible. I bet it smells magnificent. Can I go and look at it? If I cut a rose and I give it to somebody, it seems to last forever. It's cut with love. And, people keep talking about, that rose you gave me was so beautiful. Everybody wants to be near a rose. Everybody appreciates the beauty of it. And what happens, that the bees, the insects, everything flocks to a rose because it's got this incredible beauty. So what do? We have to start thinking of ourselves as a rose. Start thinking of ourselves as something so beautiful, with a beautiful divine heart, with this incredible body. Our bodies are astonishing, the things that they can do, the way it works. Think of our soul as something so beautiful. And when we start feeling that, knowing that in ourselves, then people are just attracted to us. Abundance is just attracted to us. Love wants to come in because we resonate with that, because we become that. And if we become that, we attract more of it. So yes, be that rose. Come to me. And then all you have to do is be open to receiving it. Which again is where some people can stumble, because they don't believe that something so wonderful, something so magnificent, so beautiful, so abundant could possibly be theirs. So they turn away and they say, no, that couldn't be for me. I don't deserve that. Oh, you do. You really, really do. It's quite a funny idea when we think we don't deserve something. Why? Where does this come from? Who gave us the idea that we don't deserve the riches of the world and that we don't deserve the gifts of the universe? Now, when you sit and think about it, I ask you, what have you done that is so wrong, so bad, so evil in your life that you don't deserve gifts? And if you can come up with an answer, a real answer, I'll listen. Until that point, I'm ignoring you. I'm ignoring your feelings there. Yes, we deserve. And the second card that came up is called Open. Say yes. Expand through the extremes. Trust life. Get that one. You see, she's bathing in the energy of the universe. She's bathing in the energy of life. Trust the extremes. We have been through the extremes of pain and hunger and trauma and loneliness and grief. We have traversed that ground. We've taken that journey. We've been to the extremes. We have pained in such incredibly deep ways. We're still here. We're still standing. How about we go to the other extreme now? How about we go to the extreme that says, I deserve everything. I deserve whatever I want. My heart deserves the most love it can possibly accept. My heart deserves to open to all this energy that's coming in. What if we did that? What if we went to the extreme of joy? I remember feeling extreme of joy. It was exhausting. I managed to maintain it for a little while and my body kind of went, oh my God. We're not quite used to it yet, but it is coming for us. And we can hold it. We can hold that much love. We can hold that much joy because we have elevated ourselves. We have elevated our energy. We've risen out of just 3D, and we are on our way to much, much higher dimensional energy where we can hold that love and that joy and that happiness. And it may feel like an extreme, but it's ours. It's what we can hold. If we can cope with that much pain in our lives, with that much trauma and grief to that extreme, then why can't we go to the other end? You know, on a piano keyboard, I was chatting to my piano teacher yesterday about how difficult a piano is because it has so many keys. And, you know, you look at it and there's like 88 keys. You can go from the lowest note up to an incredibly high note. And yet we play in the middle. Most music plays in the middle. If we reach the other end, it's really weird because we're not used to it. But what we've done is we've gone down the end of the keyboard. We've gone to the lowest note. And now we're going to head up to the other end. But that is life. That is the whole experience of life. It is all 88 keys in all manner of combinations. And we can play every little part of it. So indulge. And the last card is called Rose Without Thorns. Just as I was saying in the last card, you have a right to your joy, peace and sweetness of life. Isn't that gorgeous card? And, you know, roses generally have thorns, lots and lots of sharp thorns. And it kind of means that when we go to cut them, we have to be very careful that we don't get scratched, that we're not bleeding, and so on. Let me just read this. Lovely cards. At the beginning of listening, I was feeling like a tight bud of a rose, not wanting to open, wanting to curl into myself. Yet the rose cards have left me feeling more expansive. They're beautiful, aren't they? They're just gorgeous. And you know what? If you do go into a bud, it's okay because you know you're going to blossom again. You know that you're going to come out. So yeah, these roses have these thorns. So they're very difficult to bring them into our lives because, I'm going to get hurt. But here they talk about the roses, they're special roses that have no thorns. That we can just be with them, we can pick them, we can hold them. We can smell them without any risk to ourselves. This is the sweetness. We always seem to assume that when we're given something, when we are given a gift, immediately we kind of look, what's the catch? And, you know, what's that phrase? Look a gift horse in the mouth. You know, this is such an old ingrained thing. If I've got the wrong expression, do tell me. You know, such an old ingrained thing that we always assume there's going to be something negative whenever we get something positive. And so we get really nervous about accepting gifts because where's the thorn? Where is the thorn on this rose? Well, they're saying this time there isn't one. This time you can actually just indulge in the sweetness of life and not worry. You're not going to get bitten this time. You're not going to get scratched. You can just take on the sweetness of life. And, oh, I look forward to that. But it requires us in a mindset to stop expecting something to go wrong. We have to change our thoughts so that the very first thought that we have is actually about us going, you know what, it's going to go right. It's going to be beautiful. Creating the energy, merging with the positive universal energy that is coming into us. That's our role. Being open then to all that is beautiful. Now, I sat in meditation just before this because I wanted to see what messages were coming through. I felt there was a whole load of them. And for this new moon, for these new intentions, new beginnings. And the first beings that came through were the Pleiadians. And their message was, don't stop now. You've fought so hard to reach the gate. And now we're standing at the gate. And they're saying you can't just rest there. You have to go through the gate. You have to open it. If we just stand there and look at the other side and go, gosh, look at all that greenery. Isn't the grass beautiful over there? But if we just stand and admire it, That's not our role. We have to step through. We have to take action. And they said that we have shown the world the mighty power of love. This incredible, they used the word mighty. It was a very, very important word. The mighty power of love has shown itself. And they said all that we now have to do is either push through this gate. And they changed the analogy and they said all you've got to do is jump into the pool. And that one of the reasons that we had to shed all the old, that we had to let go of all our old beliefs, literally lose ourselves. You know, it's like when I try and look back at my past, I kind of go, huh? That me? Was that me ever? No. I can't even think about it. You know, I can't resonate in any way to who I was. Let me just read this. Such an appropriate message. I had good news yesterday that isn't guaranteed yet. I felt I shouldn't get my hopes up, but now I'm feeling, why not? Exactly. Why not? We have to really just have that belief, because we create. Every thought that we have creates. Every thing that we do creates an energy. And so we want to have positive thoughts because that's what we're going to call in. So, where was I? Back to the pool. So yeah, we had to shed all our stuff before we jumped into this beautiful pool of light and positivity and gorgeous energy, because we didn't want to pollute the pool. This pool is this beautiful positivity, and if we go into it with the thought of, oh, it'll never happen, then the pool becomes polluted by that negative thought. So what we want to do is shed all that and start saying, right, before I get in this pool, I'm literally going to strip myself, and I'm going to be, this is me, this is who I want to be for the future, and then I'm going to jump into that pool. So it becomes totally positive. And then the energy changed, and I had a new energy come through. One I have never dealt with before, and they were the Antarians from Antares, which is apparently one of the brightest stars in the sky, and is the heart of the scorpion. And I was looking up a bit Antares, and it actually comes from anti-war, because Antares supposedly means anti-war, anti-Mars, and Mars was the destroyer. And this explains why Antarians said to me that they are the builders of the galaxy. And they said to me that now is the time to build concrete, solid foundations. Okay, this is all the new beginnings. It's time to build, to forge ahead. They said sometimes we may look out and see only darkness. And, you know, if you go onto any social media, it is alive with people saying, my God, have you seen this? Oh my God, have you seen that? And they said that can lead us to think that we're losing, that the darkness is once again winning. But that's actually not it. It's just that we're seeing it. And what we have to do now is expand ourselves. So there are all these spaces now, spaces where the darkness has gone, and we need to step in and build the light there. So whenever there is a gap, we need to take our love, our positivity into it. No matter what it's in, a relationship, a home, an office, as soon as there is a space for the light, we need to come out and we need to build, and really build a solid foundation of love, to start taking things over in love, in collaboration, in community. So we have to take over those spaces. And they said we have to rebuild this world the simple way. I said, what's that? And they went, love. We have to rebuild this world simply on love, because love will provide us with the wisdom, with the tools, with everything that we need in order to rebuild it. But we have to start now. Now is the intention. And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what your goal is. It matters not at all whether you want to be filthy rich. I'm using an old 3D word, or whether you are happy where you are. It doesn't matter. It's all about the energy of love being at the heart, at the center of what you do. And then they carried on and said the collective is ready. And they said Earth was the greatest experiment of the universe. Not a traditional kind of experiment, just they built lots and lots of things. And they always saw the potential in us. And now they said there is no knowing, there is only creating. Reminding me that the first creators didn't know what to build. They just built. There were no patterns for them to follow. They just built. And this is what we're doing. We don't have a pattern to follow anymore because the old patterns, well, they sucked. The old patterns didn't do us any good. So we're now creating. We're creating from creativity, from joy, from imagination, from just what we want. That's what we're creating from. And it's about playing. When you have like a lump of clay and you just think, what's it going to be? I don't know, just build something, see what comes out. Because love is malleable, love can easily be, remolded, reshaped. Corruption is very static, darkness is very static. It's rigid, and that's why there's so much destruction going on. Whereas love, you can always reshape it. You can always build something new. Change it. It's okay. And then finally, their last words were, it is time to give thanks. And gratitude is so important in our lives. To realize what it is that we already have. We can look at all the things that we don't have. We can pick up a magazine that'll tell us that we don't have the latest shoes. We don't live in the right area. We haven't been to the most fashionable party. That can do it. And it can make us feel inadequate. Whereas if we actually step away from that and we look and just look around and think, what have I got? I can look here and I can look at all my beautiful crystals. And I can look at you joining me. And I can look at my wonderful healing teddy bear. And the sunshine outside. And I can look at all these things. And be grateful for them. But most of all, be grateful for me. Be grateful for who I am. And the fact that my soul chose now to come here. And to help. And it's been difficult and challenging and painful and downright horrible at times, but I chose it. And I'm so grateful for the fact that I did, because why would we miss this experience? It's incredible. So, this light language that I'm keeping back because I've kept talking, it wants to come through. And I don't know who it's going to come from. I think the Antarians, are going to come through. I've never channeled them before, so I have no idea how it will sound. Let's just find out. So go and make yourself comfortable. It's very heart-centered. Go make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. And if your light language flows, join me. Join me. It's all welcome. Let's see what comes. Miłodaś maras, mukuzia, iti maramotasiwa, si, kametek hermatarish mutazai, ni muna miama it marabata turinska, jimush nevara darjebsi, kimeti gamatika marokadar baraka ishka, shugongongezi matamarana pietu, urpeta, yamias mathemet marabata, peta uthast nambaspatar tabartasi, kibuswaram tatuapa, piramada baratabisi. Uatar patovana barita burmata para ura era bara mata urpatura paraita tamara bai du tumendura matura ara te para nikibuso pondara ivarana bara evara partasio kumara undu kontu kabara menchi bara dashme ispa nida midabara bara ishko rundar doranda na bara spitz spitz bara manda para urpata armata niemorana na bara dora mata bara te bara Inko ai kuat kama korabadi radita vara ninjuna ya zarshish was matimara mirad vanna madade var naro anara metermta dorndasho Shunguzwarora, the Ibrin Maradari, Yamora Pataroni, Nora Maravareda, Yunukonazo, Kunagio, Abutunashora, Muradarazi, Miama, Nebrados, Genusha, Camaradarnarashi, Shunjaur Marshusha, Jumara Patarjus, Kumaranai, Marunaro, Rarmotorabarishko, Muranormaraya, Namriarm the Rabari Dorashinkia. Ni mujnura si charmura na dora boratara injava injaniara vataru nyujunia ni mvara shuznikara shinjgaran de zisha murna da jiska shnyar mura da siamia yamura ya darashi unkuzwaram no rojo de para de shisham ajinyaram matasia Munaram nasi, mujianara, jinjavarin tatasi, shinjuanara, miedan misa, miana mararomara, rarabara de Giana Cassia, near doors near, Yania Maradi, Uncarjo, or Atarabia Namaja, Sinjatara, Muhishasia, Mutabreda, Onatska iaram natasia dararia. Murada darmisi, anche murdar nasce, shujia baraze. Murbadarazi, and wishia sinja, bidaran siski giaran natazia. And you would put a lora darnazi. In Boskia, a maravillian new door in the cashora. Sijojo jimia. Mindara missi, cura da ragenia jabaya, paradisca, as yamora, barotorasua, and the yamora, petora orasi, micabaranda corsuca, media, titiano or massara, tiniasa, o paradaradi, arora daroji, or matarji, zuzura mararji. Nimoranda pararaca cayana così, your mess, or a tioshu. Nimarara yanarasi. Anch'io, o come sua, ne barazitia, ne da una sia, tarasi, sun cormada, regi waje dara, ajimara dara marora yoto suara, jegaya makiana na karashi, shindara sima, ikuskara, tidara na marora nikol suaya, amiaro norara ratisia. They say that when we are struggling to create something, when we doubt, when we feel that we lack the energy, the resources to carry on, they say just call on the light and allow the light to weave through the plans. Allow the light to weave through you, to weave through your intention. Mushiara dara bekiasaka, andara rimarabroda yora kekawa, tinjuatara, pase, unkuziwa, ukamarada rabiata, matatiora and araja, orandatasi, kumara, the parateta maiba, in korukushasia. Yamarata soon, Kozara maratataji, mararonadasa, oranatarajimukosia. They will even wash away any doubts that you have. This light will come through. You simply have to call upon it and be open to it. Marora batarasi kana maragora karaita gashi. Jitumara barasi posa. Konakara daraj. Kunambashika barasi kadara. And you don't say. Jinudara darzi mayawai te bea kumara. Shukonamusgaya. Narandona si and yazamia saki and kasia. Kanara tasi sure and the Timurada Jimuke, Kamara Karadaria, Kanat or Shimase, Mutsupura Datsa, and you were dum so Auradaria Maratikara, and Giora Zumbo, Koran the Sea, Kimarajgi, Kimurananda Kejga, Simuran the Kao, Etormas. Come why ye dania, Akimora and the assassinia, and yet Musania Kaisekeama, and you don't masigora Cataresia, Minonomazi no cosa, Imedan Mosena Camasiora and Casima, Sioiatara, Sungoaigama, Edoma, Sioade Detiashi, Amioma. We also need to let go at the judgment of our desires. Whatever it is that we want is what we want, it is what our soul wants. There is no judgment from anyone, from any light being about what it is that we want. We have become so nervous about stepping out and playing. And this is where, again, the light will help. Just take that step. The door is open. We're standing at the door. It is open, go and play. Mushatasa, Ediani Kawaika, Ediana Makayawa, Kayo Gosia, and you Madara Chitushia, Kanetikasima Kasia, Konukajashima, Kasimana Dabarishuka, Sunga Ayime, Anyamai at the Baradakasha, Shundakaisa, Omahara Datasi, Omaradaran Korshore and the sea, Kimiruani Amaradasi, Kinyoma Darashinkase, Kimudara Matakashi, Kimura Narkashika, Yadisa, Ajeti Paradata Paricoratia, Timura Tarash, Mushika, Nikasa, Miganaramatakashi, and you Sidida Repeti, Kamojana Rajadorasi, Mushanaka, Imaradaraja, Nimora Tasi. We seem to think that all the things that have happened to us have been brought on by somebody else, but we have created them. We have only created them from a place of pain and of hurt. And so this is why we had to release everything to begin again, so that we create from the light, from our heart, from our true desires. And this is when we build. This is how we forge the future. Muthajara tatsi quick matanyata sakia tanjana kashi kamodasa kimusha medaramashi wishawara tarasi amia motasa kiadasi Madimara darabushakurumsi adaba darashaka. They tell me that they are going to give us an activation now to help us to connect with what we want, with our own light, with our own desire. Oh, Hiamadiyama. Amaretarishkamsia. Kamadarishno Kosum. We can't make it. Timatabreta Bashi. Kama come Aido. Dohara Vari Danika. Kimaranani. Baradirashkos. And Yadamashi. Kuma Awashi. Mayana Makai Wokashi. Kimiania Matakos Mayasa. Pasi. Kimia Jamarakashi. Shumagi. Why the Ajme. Why Ema Doraba. Tirunuko. Aradare. Whatever. Kunzma Koeska. Timaradaraja. Maina. Midavaradora. Kika. Ayawaraborana. Tanarari meya, Tamarariaka, and you Mararini Moraji, and Yadora, the Barari and the Marake Baradorcora. She knew Arada, Nimarai Mora, Yanarazi, Amianora, Armatara, Boracreca, Yamaram, Tassibarara, Miamarbashi, and Yakara, Orodora Ginia, Amionana, Imiona Marabatejo, Miona Mara, Onara. Mira namarata, Ariama Arior, Iania, Amarora di Resi, Murana Marada, Carigora and Daragia, Merari Marada, Amiomar, Nunozukozo, Baitarazo, Muratara, Ida, Nimar, Nina, Amasi, Muradananda, Meradinia Marata, Yamorada Bre, Angia, Usura, Mudon Mora. Niarara, Niamo, Mera, and Aurora. Mosia Daresi. They are done. Breathe that light in. Feel that channel of light that sits within you. Feel that connection to source, to the universe. You may feel your third eye opening, allowing you to envision all that you want, and feel that connection to your heart allowing you to feel, and this beautiful connection when you feel and can see all that you wish to create. Feel the expansiveness. peace in who you are. The Antarians say you can call on them as you need to help weave this light once again through all of you. And know that within your hand is this beautiful light that you can use to create, to build. These hands are not just here to grasp, to hold, but they are creators. Allow your whole body to create without judgment, freely and from source. Just breathe it in, breathe with it, and be at peace with all that you are, with all that you desire, and with all that you shall build for your future, exactly for you. Go and enjoy this energy. Go sit in the garden. Go read a card. Go sit with a cup of tea, whatever you want. Be with it. Thank you. Thank you for your thanks. And when I receive thanks, it helps cement within me why I'm here and what I wish to do, which is help all of you. So, thank you. Oh, I look forward to seeing you soon, and go shine, go build, and let's build this world for us. Love and light blessings to you. Bye bye.